another child-rearing trap to avoid. Overcompensating in a wrong way because of a child's sickness, or because you waited a long time for the baby, or because you don't have much time. I'm not going to be home long. I've got my job outside the home, and besides my job outside the home, I have 2 or 3 parties to go to this week, and I've got to go to a wedding, and I've got to take care of this, and I've got to take care of that, and therefore you overcompensate in a wrong way. I'm going to bring toys, I'm going to bring clothes, I'm going to bring food. I'm going to, while I'm with him, I'm really going to have a big time, let him have his own way and everything, and then I won't feel so guilty when I leave him. Nothing will make up for you. I'm not saying you can't have a job outside the home. I'm not saying anything like that. I am saying if you have a job outside the home, you probably cannot go to 3 parties and a wedding or help with a wedding. You probably aren't going to do much of anything extra other than your child or children home, your church responsibilities, soul winning, going to church, maybe a Sunday school class in church. And so church, home, and work is probably going to have to be about all it is. And when they ask you to do those extra things, you're going to have to say, maybe someday I'll be able to. I really love doing all that. Right now, with my working outside the home, I believe I'd better pass that up. You say, I just don't know what to say to people. You say to people that you're running scared about your kids. And then you don't have to run so scared that you come in and throw them wrong food, give them their way, give them clothes they don't need, toys they don't need. It'll never compensate for you anyway, and it'll not only not compensate for you, it will hurt them. So they have a double hurt put on them when you do that. If you're going to do that and you're going to do too much, at least don't go in and try to assuage your guilt with gifts and with the wrong food and that type of thing and giving them their way. Again, when a child has a sickness and you're even told, be careful, don't let this child get upset. You know what? I believe that child will be emotionally healthy to the point that would even help the child physically if you didn't let the child get out from under control when you're being told by a doctor, don't ever upset the child, don't ever upset the child. Of course, it depends on the sickness. It depends on a lot of things, and I don't know who I'm talking to right now. But if it's something that, now do everything you can to keep them from having to have spankings and so forth, but spankings are sometimes what will keep them from remaining upset for a long period of time. So don't give in. Now, people, don't just listen to me. If you have a child with a rare sickness or illness or something like that, go to someone, but go to someone more than just your doctor. You may be getting the wrong communication anyway. You may not be communicating rightly. The doctor might not mean not to spank them. He might, and he might not. And so you might be sowing something you don't want to reap when that child's better, and a 17 or 18-year-old kid, and then no one's going to care that you go around and say, well, the reason he's in so much trouble now is because he was sick when he was little, and I couldn't spank him or I couldn't let him get upset. Don't fall into that child-rearing trap that you'll have to pay for the whole rest of your life. Why wait, people, and learn from your mistakes? Learn from the mistakes of people all around you. We made them right and left. Why don't you learn from us? You waited a long time for the baby. And I tell you what, when you took that baby home, you just couldn't believe it. You could not believe you had a child. And it was so precious. No more precious than one who has a baby when they want to, right away after they're married, soon after. But to you, there's an extra special. You thought maybe you wouldn't have any. And so you're going to be very good to that baby. That's your little baby you didn't even know if you were ever going to have. Watch out, mother. Watch out. That little precious baby can turn into a witch at 15, 16 years old if you don't decide, I love her enough to discipline and correct her. I do love her. I overly love her. I maybe love her more than I even should. Okay, then love her through correction. If you love her that much, she deserves correction.